Some of you, dear subscriber, have asked me some questions about what is Agile Lounge and why Lounge and the name of a professional services and business agility. So here is a little tale we're going to see in the next hour about what made me care enough to do it and to call it Lounge, because I dare to care on this 111th episode of the Friday Live Agile. And as Edward Simons taught us, if you care at all, you'll get some results. If you care enough, you'll get incredible results. And today I have an incredible guest, a surprise, as I promised you, one of my great friends and my ex-business life of music industry and more, the king of lounge, the lounge king himself. Isn't it amazing? We have the lounge king with us.
Thank you. What time is it, my friend?
It's now. The time is now.
It's time for...
Oh, it's time for...
Exactly. It's time for some lounge. I'm happy to see you, my friend. How are you?
Me too. I'm glad. Of course, this is virtual, and I was glad. I'm still grateful of your welcoming when I was in Mexico City, because we could not disclose exactly. It's a great city. It's a big city, so it's an undisclosed location of the lounge, secret lounge. But I was glad to meet you in person with all the security guard and special agent 73 and other special agent. That was great to meet the International Lounge Network.
I'm glad that you enjoy your time in Mexico.
Yes, and I still have one of your gifts with me for my next project, my next business venture, or maybe who knows.
Exactly. Very nice.
Cheers to you, my friend. So it's time for some lounge.
No, you have almost all the equipment. The lounge equipment.
Yeah.
Let me
there's the Agile Lounge and there's the Fredo Lounge. The Fredo Lounge have more artifact of the lounge culture. Here, I keep it more agile, but I still have this greatness. With a DVD, yes. I never watched the DVD actually. I don't know, so maybe I'll be.
Yeah, that is a collector item now.
Oh,
it's really rare.
2006.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Limited edition with artists from all over the world, even from Quebec, of course.
On this one too, yes, that's right.
Yes, Monsieur Max.
Yeah, Monsieur Max is there, and
Beber Gilberto, Theory Corporation.
That's so great.
Saint-Prieur from France. I mean, there's many artists, really good artists from all over the world. Even Senor Coconut.
Yeah, I see it there. Oh, and I've got another thing from you that I got from, I don't know if it was our common friend, Funky Filter, or yourself. It's stuck in my, it was on my, old iMac right there, but it's still here on my iTunes. It's a playlist of you called Wika Chica, something like this. That was amazing.
Waka Chica, Waka Chica.
18 years old and over, of course.
Free downloads, yes, of course.
I remember that. So that's a whole thing, and I still have it. It's a great playlist. And this record, I listened to it. Well, of course, now you have your YouTube channel that I am also an addict, and this Lounge King Radio. All the link, guys, will be in the description or the pinned comment of YouTube and Rumble for you to go and see the marvelous work of the Lounge King and his ladies and other stuff. Like you have a very beautiful singer right now that I'm in love with.
Yes.
I mean, spiritually and culturally in love with her. Antonella Bella from Italy.
Antonella Bella.
Antonella, excuse me, disculpe.
The legend. Yes. The musical legend.
Yeah, the musical legend. And We met.
What about me, senor?
Years. Huh?
Of course, Dimas. Good morning, Dimas.
Oh,
What is your
Dimas.
coffee? Hello, senor. Greetings
Hello,
from
¿cómo estás,
Mexico.
Dimas?
Very well. Preparing the coffee for the Lounge King.
All right. And I think you are in
Exactly.
my cup, my dear Dimas. You're one of my favorites. You were so funny serving the ladies
Great.
and people.
Excellent. Well, coffee, please, Dimas. Yes, senor. Right away from Colombia. Yes,
Oh.
please. Okay, right away. Excellent. Perfect. So you were saying.
I was saying that we met about 20 years ago. Isn't it amazing? When you were bringing your magic and your lounge cult here in Montreal, and you made this with great artists. The
Yes.
future song of
Wonderful.
Montreal.
I'm so proud.
Yeah, and me too. It's amazing. Raphael, audio sculpture. Yeah,
Yes.
the urban element. Monsieur Max once again with featuring Super Agent 69 and
It was, it was an experiment. Yes.
yeah. But this is what I like with you, and this is why after our little chit chat together, I will go deep in explaining why it's Agile Lounge. But you're one of the main reason. Even my logo, I said to my designer, I sent my designer your website, and I said like I'd like to have a kind of a font and Pantone
Correct.
type of thing, like for the Agile.
I see.
You see, so it was like because for me the lounge culture it's important, but what you mentioned, like the way you do your artistic project, it's empirical, it's experimental, and business agility have to be also in this way. We have to teach those leaders of enterprise and team to develop software and even to do business into an experimental way instead of waiting for a big project with a beginning at the end. So that's the spirit of uncovering new ways and better ways. And I think we have to put arts, culture,
Exactly.
sports, and science all in togetherness. That's why I created it. It's one of the reasons why it's called Agile Lounge. And also, I tell myself, if this professional services doesn't work anymore, I could open a bar. Will be called Agile Lounge, and I will welcome DJs like you.
Voila.
Voila. So that's why it's even trademark in the United States and here in Canada. So
Something like this.
yes.
Now it's a trademark in Canada, US, and Mexico.
Exactly. And Mexico too. Wow. If I could perfect my professional Spanish and my Spanish at all, I will be glad to expand my because I have a network in Mexico, but yeah, I need to perfect.
Well, you maybe need an agent here.
Of course, and we're going to talk about it for the future of Agile Lounge and the international way of doing business now.
Exactly.
So did you get your coffee from Dimas? Because he served mine.
Dimas. Senor, I have a problem with the machine. With the machine. Okay, no problem. I take it later. No, don't push yourself too much. It's
Do you want one from my machine there?
Maybe.
There's no app yet to send it to you over. It's no teleportation.
Well, yeah, exactly. There's still we have to talk. We have to work on it definitely. But for example, the three-dimensional printers are amazing.
Yeah,
that is a great advance. Anyway, so I'm so glad that you invite me here to your Agile Lounge project, and I don't know what to say. I'm touched in the sense that to hear that you took a lot of inspiration from my project. The project, as you know, well, started in Montreal, and Montreal. I love the city of Montreal. I love the culture. I love the multicultural people that lives there, and all the possibilities to explore. That's why the Lounge King show was possible in Montreal.
really. So because you tried before,
I tried to expand. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Again.
Yeah,
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying that Montreal has a very particular, peculiar spirit that allow people to explore and to get new ideas. It's a really a good field to put new ideas. For example, I try to expand the Lounge King show to the rest of Canada. For example, Ontario, I try Ontario, I tried Manitoba, I tried Toronto. It wasn't possible. And every time they say, "Oh, in Montreal, yes, of course, it's perfect for Montreal." I say, "Why?
That's,
It's perfect
yeah,
for
that's
everyone." But okay, I understand because they see that no, the city is it's expanding.
yeah. I like to hear this story because, but this is
That's
why
why.
20 some years ago, 15 years ago, because right now Montreal is.
Mhm.
I don't want to be negative. I like your. I love feedback from people from outside because when we are into it,
Mhm.
we don't see everything. But me, I have a
Exactly.
chance to travel a lot, so I spend time abroad also. So when I come back, I kind of see the good of our city. I still believe that Montreal is still cosmopolitan and open mind and
Mhm.
everything, but I will be curious to see if you do it now with the way the radio
Yes,
station work and everything and all this multimedia, this social media that taking over. It will
that
be, I don't know because Montreal is
yeah,
too
that's
much
true.
Toronto and I don't like it. I'm not talking about the French and the English language. It's not about it. It's about
No, 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 not at all, not at all.
the culture thing. And
Yes.
yeah, so that's because for me in Canada, the big it's not just because they're big, but we talk about Vancouver and British Columbia, Toronto and
Hmm.
Montreal. These
Hmm.
are the hub of culture. You could be surprised with Quebec City at some point, but it's too small of a market to expand there. But still, an artistic creation and culture, Quebec, I think for this little portion of population bring something great. But
Hmm.
yes, Montreal definitely. Um, one of the first DJ from Canada, the entire country, who made it outside and become famous internationally was Robert de la
Hmm.
Gaultier. You probably recall him in the 90s. And after, of course, is student
Mm,
Tiga,
I see.
and Mistress Barbara came from here, the Leica, and so on. So yes, Montreal always been a hub, and we were even bigger than Chicago and San
Yes,
Francisco for
Tiga,
the
of
rave.
course.
Yeah,
Mrs. Barbara.
yeah, Mistress Barbara, and you know that the Leica closed 5 years ago, huh? Unfortunately, because the Leica was a great kind of bar restaurant where DJ
Um, yeah, that's true.
emerged.
What I saw it's that if you,
If you,
mm, I think that now it's all over the world. But if you talk about Montreal as well, if I talk about radio, I think the big companies, the big media companies took over the place. The reason that I had the opportunity to share my project with the people from Montreal was thanks to a vision of a guy from the 60s, that generation, the generation of the 60s, the baby boomers, I think they call them. But anyway, the
part of
thing
it.
is that that guy has had a vision, and he said, you know what, we need this in Montreal. And that and when we met, he loved the project. He said, you know what, we have to do it here. He had a good relationship with his boss. It was called Standard Radio, the company. He was
Yeah,
a rich guy
yeah,
those days.
and
Anyhow,
to
my
he
boss,
sold it to Virgin.
it's called Rob Braid. That guy. Yeah, exactly. And you know what? Here between us, let's say that I contact because there was a guy around. I won't say his name, but there was a guy over there as well. He was a little bit, I don't know, resisting the project, but finally we met. we put the Lounge King and was successful, and you know the rest.
Yeah.
That guy is back in Montreal, and I talked to him, and I said, what do you think if we start again? We Lounge King reloaded, let's say.
Launch King Reloaded,
But
yeah.
the guy was refusing about. He rejects. He said, "No, well, I don't know. It's political things." And I
Do
said,
you
"Okay,
have
well, you don't
but
have to explain me
even
anything." So that's why when you say that, I think it's more mass media. It's the huge companies.
yeah, but of course, because right now for
Excuse
this
me.
kind of this kind of music now in Montreal, this is
Oh,
Virgin. I think we cut a little bit. Is it? It's the magic of
yes,
live,
exactly.
and I think we have a delay between you and
Yeah.
I. Um, it's like
Yes, a little bit.
we are in
Yes.
the we are on CNN. So what's going on? I don't know. It was good at first, but now I don't know for which reason. It seems that we have a lagging. But hey, it's live and it's experimental. We still heard what you had to say, but
Yes.
my point was I will be curious to see among our other friends because all of this independent media online, using multiple
Mhm.
platforms like you do, because I'm going to show people the Launch King Radio that they could actually use onto any browser and push it anywhere. And so it's kind of really great actually because that traverses
Thank
the
you.
world. And
Yeah, and you know what? I have
yeah,
shows from everywhere. I have shows from Spain. I have show from France. From England, from United States. I have a guy as well from Montreal. It's funny story because he's a great fan from my show, and he started to share me his radio show, which sounds like my show without me, of course. But he started to share the show, and I said, you know what? If you want to be in Lounge King Radio, welcome. So now we have two shows actually from Montreal. His show, which is the Bachelor Lounge, and another show called Father Times. Oris Father, it's responsible for the Waka Chica
aha,
compilation that I gave. But now he moved to Montreal. He was married with Mimi Le Twisteuse, something like that.
ah,
He was, yeah, he was well known in the media thing with Yeye and that stuff. It's a
amazing.
small world, my friend.
Of course, it is a small world. And so, what is just before I go on with explaining the why and the what of Agile Lounge and detail, I'd
Yes.
like to ask you, what is your upcoming project you have, whether it's cultural or business, because you are on the Friday Live Agile talking about business agility. I know you asked me to meet you again in the International Lounge headquarters to talk about it
Yes.
deeper. But what about you? Because this introduction to my live show today, it was a grateful moment to thank you, and I'm glad that you've been available. I know you have another meeting soon, so tell us
Yes.
what is your beside like bringing back the Launch King show reload. What do you have in store for us? I mean,
Well, right now, my main project, which is now 1 year. I can't believe it that we have our first anniversary a few days ago. It's Lounge King Radio, of course. I have to consolidate Lounge King Radio with a new web page, which is a lot of work, and more shows from all over the world. Let's say this is the first part. The second part, I'm talking with guys from United States. It's a secret layer, so I can tell you more. But it's in the States. Maybe a radio show over there in the States.
amazing, and
And from Montreal,
you were first here the Friday Live Agile. Agile.
but don't say anything else.
No.
I'm talking about as well another project. I have many. Another project is the Launch King Beer, which will be um, developed again because I already did the the formula and everything. We have a great sales here in Mexico, and I want to spend that, but I need to develop more the company behind the beer. So, on little factory, but I want to still, I don't want to grow, let's say, fast and like, without control. I want to have control, and I want to do something exclusive,
Yeah,
like my style. So
I
this
know.
is the two projects. I have another project, humanity project, in order to support men, in order to have orientation regarding emotional orientation, and some small legal. I'm not a lawyer. I'm an ex-secret agent, so I cannot do that, but I can give some support, and my agents, of course, will take care of that. And well, that's. I think that's more than enough.
Yeah, you have a lot of
Well,
things.
let's see if we
This is
can.
amazing. This is amazing how active you are, and I love it because uh,
Thank you.
it's fine to see a fellow entrepreneur like you, an artist, a fulfilled man, and this is why probably you are happy because when we are busy like this and we love what we
Mhm.
do, it's amazing. And the last
Yes.
part, this international non-governmental association, I think this is great because we talk about inclusivity more and more. We talk about the importance of well-being and everything.
Yes.
So I
Definitely.
believe that um, men should not be ashamed to express themselves and to go to ask for help. It's not about a man or
Exactly.
woman thing. It's a human thing, and
Yeah.
without
Human thing.
yeah, and we have to put love into it. And yes, if we have to do it specifically for men, it's because we need to bring those suffering men together. And if they want to
Exactly.
get help, we'll be there for them. This is amazing. And your beer, actually, I tasted in Mexico with one of my
What do you
new
think?
yeah, from my new friend who loves craft beer. So he's really amazed by your beer. Was asking where he could find it. He's from the Estado de Jalisco. But I said, like, if you go in Mexico City, maybe you could find some because your beer is only available in Mexico right now. Or
Right now in yes, in Mexico City. Now it's sold out.
oh,
So
okay,
I'm very happy for that. It's sold out. I have one with coffee chocolate, which is the one you had,
yeah, and it
and
was
another
great.
one, which I'm developed as well. It's the it's called Atrevida. It's with mezcal, which is
Oh, beer with
it's
mezcal.
very special, but with a French touch. I would say it's mezcal with it's a blonde. The kind of beer is blonde with mezcal, but with a French touch.
Is that this one? This
That
bottle?
my friend, that's the secret.
Is it the bottle with Agent
The
69 on
one
it?
you see in the back.
Okay,
Exactly.
amazing. And you know what? You know where I tasted your chocolate beer? I was in the Estado de Tabasco,
Hmm.
Las Hermosa. It
Oh,
was just funny
nice.
because they were pretending to be the state of chocolate, and I was tasting your chocolate beer. So
Okay, okay.
nothing
Interesting.
happened. Nothing happened by coincidence. I think like I don't know. So
No, 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 definitely.
mm,
I see that. I think that this is a seed for the future.
exactly. So my friend, thank you very much for introducing this show with me. This 111. The time is now.
It's time.
Exactly. And I'm
Merci.
sure we're gonna do something together very soon for a better world,
Yes.
not only a world of work, but a world of happiness. And as Mike Skyser always say, without love, there's no humanity. So we're gonna bring love with the lounge culture and all our agent, our
Exactly.
so muchos gracias,
Great.
grande señor, grande lounge king. And
Muchísimas gracias, muchacho. Merci beaucoup à toi.
ça fait plaisir. On se revoit bientôt.
Gracias, señor.
Ciao Dimas, ciao.
Dimas.
En saludos
Dimas.
la grande agente
Adiós.
73. ¿Ah? También.
La agente 73, la italiana.
Ah, está, ok.
Well, take care, my friend, and happy to see you, and greetings to your audience. Bye bye.
Gracias, ciao.
Ciao.
Great music. Thank you, King. And all the link will be in the description for his amazing radio station, the web radio station, and also YouTube channel. Okay, plus. Saludos. All right. So now, probably to your question, subscribers. So that was important for me to bring on stage uh, my great friend, the Lounge King, that I met when I was doing other stuff, organizing great event here in Montreal, but also around the world. And so that was because, I'm an entrepreneur. So Agile Lounge is my, I think, 18th venture, specifically with my experience of 23 years of doing the Scrum system. So of course, my audience, I don't have to explain you all of these things. And now, since 2010, 2011, I concentrate on business agility, bringing everything into the world of any department of the enterprise. So without further ado, and I don't know if I could still play the radio for now, let me show you quickly what you could expect in the pinned comment link. This is the great okay, so this is the great one of his project as he talked about, and let's listen to it a little bit. It's a live radio show. There's many shows. I think you could have a schedule on the website. So if you love lounge culture, you love right. If you love jazz, music, a go-go, and everything, this is the place to go. It's we put it in the chat for now, but again, for Rumble and YouTube audience, you'll be able to have this link and many other links from my guests, Launch King, into the pinned comment of Rumble and YouTube. So yeah. So I just like really love it. Like and I wanted to talk with the Launch King to start this show, to start this. We dare to care. We do you care enough to make it happen? And as you see, not only he's a great artist, he's a great musician, he's a great DJ, he's a great music producer, but he's also a great entrepreneur. And we just realized when I met him again in person for the first time in 15 some years in Mexico City, the beautiful Ciudad de Mexico, in my last trip. I was so glad to make acquaintance again with a great entrepreneur like this. And as I often told you here on the Friday Live Agile and on the Their Real Agile podcast, the future, the emergence of entrepreneurial business ideas and everything is from the southeast of this planet. The northwest, sorry guys, but the northwest, we're done. It's time for us to keep calm and follow the flow and let the east of our planet and the south of our planet emerge and bring greatness. And for me, I would like to see the whole world. As we spoke, I'm from Montreal, the most cosmopolitan city, and this I hear that from so many people from all around the world. So, and one of my dream on a larger scale is to return to the city-states kind of world where we could unite together in collaboration for specific thing. Yes, either as a regional, but more small and decentralized it is, better and wiser it is. And this is also one of the lesson from business agility. If you pay attention, this new way of management. But now back to the title of this show that I don't even remember. And let me go right away, because once again, the experience on LinkedIn, it's not as good as so if you chat, yeah, back. So if you chat here, we don't necessarily. Okay, so there's 5 people on LinkedIn, but no chat. Okay, so anyways, because sometimes the chat coming in from LinkedIn, sometimes is not. So I hope you appreciate this introduction. Now I want to go to explain some other stuff according to why did I choose to build this amazing professional service. And so some of you ask me that question often. I did back 5 years ago a small video from my place in New York, in Manhattan, about this, but it was in French, so I didn't reach out that much people. And in French, I was explaining this jazz music that could have been the template of the Agile Manifesto. Instead of being agile, we could be called jazz. Yeah, because there were a lot of musicians. Mike Beadle was a musician, and I think Alistair Cockburn is a musician. So they were talking about how could you orchestrate. And you're going to see, I had another great guest that's going to be on our podcast at the end of this month, talking about the importance of music, harmonic, and all the creation that goes into building a team. Because a quintet, a trio, a big band, it's necessitated to be really well coordinated. And I believe that the jazz, with its improvisation and empirical process, is more close to the agile way of developing business and developing product. Then the classical music will be more in accordance to the straight, harmonic, step by step, phase by phase of the classical project management. And I think both are beautiful. I'm a melomaniac, so I love classic, I love baroque, I love romantic music, but I love jazz and trance more. And thus, I'm also agile. So, Agile Lounge, the Lounge thing was all about everything I did with the Lounge King back in the day, and also with my other companies and the production of event and all of that kind of filthy culture. And I brought to professional services, especially the training and workshop, um, at the Agile Lounge, especially in person. If you come to the Crew Collective, back in the day, it was in Bryant Park in Manhattan, and the IQ space on Yonge Streets in Toronto, the older building. So it's kind of old stuff to bring new ideas and innovation. Having a nice space, a comfort space that will help us be divergent. So that was the whole idea. And the lounge culture, it's bringing this comfort that you need to be creative, but also challenging you. And I love to do workshop, and most of my clients used to love it with a music in the background, like smooth music, loungy music, like you have in a cafe, having a cafe or sometimes a martini after the training. So that was part of the spirit. And I would like to tell you my story. Why is it called Agile Lounge? To answer most of the emails I received in the last 3-4 months. And I make also a connection about the caring, because you need to use your intuitive leadership to be divergent, should I say. The last 2 podcasts we were try to express this approach of divergence and being a renegade in the positive, constructively sense. And I think when I built Agile Lounge, it was this. So I love really everything about the lounge culture. You just saw it with my friend. The music, the space, the fashion, the era of the jazzy lounge cafe, the retrofuturism also, and the chillness it brings to my art. And I see what it does to the team when we do training with that kind of music in the background. Being a Scrum Master since 1999, I repeat it again because I'm just amazed how much time doesn't. That's why we say, what time is it now? What time is it? It's time for lounge. It's time for chill. It's time for achieving something. So evolving and pleasing teams and customer. I once transformed a Friday daily stand-up. Yes, a Friday daily stand-up like today, into a daily lounge gathering of the Scrum team, where I was working at that time. The place had these amazing closed rooms with couches and sofas. It was amazing, that place, and I won't name it for some reason because I never name without authorization. So I decided to book one for every Friday daily stand-up, as I surprised my team by telling them, hey, it's Friday, let's chill, and let's talk about how we are doing in the sprint, but also your life in general, about the delivery, yes, but about anything you've learned this week, and if there's anything that stops you for achieving your goal on the team mission. So team members start bringing coffee and some snacks to share with others. We ended up our regular 8-13 minutes daily, because all my dailies are always between 8 and 13 minutes for a team up to 9 people. And prolonged talking about the business, the company itself, the vision, the shared vision, the IT news from within the company, but also from around the world that could inspire us to do something otherwise, to uncover new ways. Who's the new build master? I will have to go kick ass, because that was a running gag when the IT department back in the day. I'm talking to you about like maybe the early 2000s. So we always had a build master, and when they were changing the build master, the scrum master, not just me, all the other scrum master and coach, we have to go meet them with a coffee and express our expectation. But the team of developers, those geeks, they love to say like, go kick him ass, go kick him ass, kick his ass. So anyways, that was a running gag. Where I was now, Jesus Christ. So so up to 45 minutes. So after our regular 13 minutes, the 45 minutes was what they start calling the Friday Lounge. And then sometimes we celebrate a discovery of a new process. Sometimes it was a pre-retrospective, or something they have to say between each other according to the values we agreed on, or working agreement, change, or whatever. Welcoming maybe a new person in the project, something like this. Or even a pre-planning and capacity check. Because it's continuous planning, it's continuous retrospective and improvement. So that's why that Friday was kind of like this. And what I've liked the most from some of my team, that sometimes it was just a chill moment of introspection and storytelling of what they want to do next as a team within the company, or if they were consultant, whatever. So always with music in the background, selected every week from a team member's playlist. That was important, that everyone was contributing to his style. So the team start calling this the Coach AF Scrum Lounge. The Coach AF Scrum Lounge. Thus was born some 13 years ago the idea of the Agile Lounge that is now trend market in Canada and United States. And a co-working in Punta Nizuc in Mexico in the spring of 2016, I started the business plan to offer business agility and Scrum workshop. Yes, me specifically, everything about business agility that I've learned, mostly from Mike Beadle, and everything in Scrum that I've learned on the field and after with Jeff Shutterland, Mike Beadle, and others in the field. So Scrum and business agility, I'm your expert. I'm your SME. So that's why I developed a business plan based on those two, Not only the clients with specific mandate, but also to go out of this consulting conventional mode. So, not just for B2B client, but I wanted to do it to anyone who would like to get to know what is Agile for real and what is lean and everything about the new world of work that emerged since, in my case, 1999. And to propose it into this kind of loungy way and interactive workshop more than training. And so while I was building the foundation of these new exclusive and innovative workshops with a tangible outcome for the client, yes, this is very important, because when you do a workshop with the Agile Lounge team, with one of my trainer or myself, we don't play fucking Lego. We don't play a pseudo-theoretical thing. No, you bring your own stuff if you want. You bring your real-life example of what you'd like to, and then we work it together. So whether it's a 3 hours up to a 1-day workshop, I need you to build something within the workshop that will be beneficial for you. A tangible, that's what we call a tangible outcome for you, the client, the business client, the team, whoever what type of, and we do tailor workshop if you just want a 3 hours up to 5 hours workshop on how to really refine a backlog, how to create a value list of and everything, an onboarding team and stuff. So we are here to help you, and you get out of our training, you pay for that training, so you get out of it like not just with some kind of artifact, you will have your own artifact. You might go out. I saw a client a month ago who went out in Miami with his very great product backlog, all refined, ready to sprint up to 4 sprint. That was how powerful the facilitation of myself and my other coach was for that team of 20 people, which was mostly business owner and product owner. So you see, so when we say here at the Agile Lounge, we do exclusive and innovative workshop, and you always have a tangible outcome for you, okay? And a colleague from one of my New York clients showing me a co-working spot. Because if I return to the story, while I was building this foundation of a new ways of training, one of my colleagues in New York client, showed me a co-working spot in Bryant Park. So for those who know Manhattan a little bit, it's in the lower Manhattan, just next to East Village, near the Lincoln Center. So, and the Revan Bryant Park Studios, where we could rent space. And this is, again, it's 2016, okay? Because maybe things have changed and everything. So we could rent space just for training or to go meet and greet client on demand. So that was already an emergence in the mid-2010s. So I was really amazed by that project. And meanwhile, in Montreal, a barista friend of mine was opening her cafe and a photo studio in Saint-Henri in the southwest of Montreal, also an emergent place, and was looking for a partner to come along on the adventure of a cross-functional cafe studio co-working. So that was also in 2016. And I love it because she literally said cross-functional like we use in SCRUM and a cafe studio co-working. So I was really enthusiastic about having the Agile Lounge and that space, both Bryant Park Studios and this cafe, cross-functional cafe studio co-working, where people could come and have business agility and Scrum advice while having a perfect cup of coffee. Because yes, the launch culture, it's really about coffee and martini. So you will have to go with the brand. So the Montreal place atmosphere was artsy and lounge. So the co-working built, and so was the co-working built in the mezzanine of the old Beaux-Arts building overlooking Bryant Park from 80th Street back in New York. So the funding needed to associate myself with the Montreal barista and the photographer was way too high at the time. Yeah, you have to make choice. And according to my business advisor and mentor back then, too risky adventure if I ended up the only left brain. I'm not saying I'm only left brain, but in that context, yes, yes, of course. The only left-right brain with 2 artists, no offense to the right brainer alone, and making it worth in the long term. Trust me, I had several businesses related to event, entertainment, and dealing with a lot of amazing creative people, artists in the past. But despite this, the care that a guy like me put into making it work, you could burn out yourself when they don't care. And I didn't want that. So week passes, fall of 2016 in Old Montreal, walking with a great colleague, and she brought me into this new cafe that was opening on Saint-Jacques Street, the Crew Cafe. An hidden jewel, secret place, and the once main branch of the Royal Bank building. While having a cafe in this astonishing place, by the way, I will pause it right now to again remind you that I sold 13 tickets. So it's almost half the tickets sold for our great next Scrum Beer number 22, a Fuck It Up Scrum evening, where you will be invited, if you want, it's on invitation, to share a failure of Scrum or Agile or Lean and explain us why you did to turn it over. So it's going to be an interactive, themed Scrum beer, and that will be in this crew collective and cafe. So all the details and link to get your place are in the description, and expect the video in the upcoming week to explain you more about what is a fuck up night that we bring to a fuck it up Scrum evening. So that's going to be in this great place that I'm describing you right now. So get your tickets. Only 17 left if I calculate properly. So that Crew Cafe, it's an Indian cigarette, as I said, and the old main branch of the Royal Bank building on 360 Saint-Jacques. And so while having a cafe there, it reminded me of the Tim Burton Gotham City Library, where the Joker meet Kim Basinger. And I said, that's it. That's the Agile Lounge place in Montreal. Literally. So talking with Alex at the counter, explaining to us that the real project is a co-working and entrepreneur hub that we're going to celebrate this month with a fuck up night, by the way. Not just the fuck it up Scrum brought to you by yours truly, but also the fuck up night are coming back in Montreal with the brewery and everything. So we're going to see entrepreneur talking about their failures. So that was an entrepreneur hub and the co-working. So I jumped on the occasion of becoming a co-working member. Thus, I did my first Scrum workshop with clients, corporate clients, in that fall of 2016. Also meeting prospect, giving one-on-one coaching and agile advice with awesome, fresh, well-roasted coffee. Exactly as I dreamed it back in Cancun and Punta Nizuc. So I was able in 2017 to secure my spot also at the Bryant Park studio, and the same with my New Yorker clientele. Soon, fall of 2017, I was also doing it at the IQ Space, the co-working spot, and the old Toronto and the old CIBC Bank. Few remember that Scrum Beer number 1 was actually held at the Crew in November of 2018 with 4 origins showcasing their beer. So it was a joint event. The newly brewery, 4 origins, showcasing their beer, and me launching this user group of Scrummies at the Crew Collective. So this is amazing. I love it. It's a space. It's a culture. It's an interaction. It's a real networking. It's a real co-creative thing. Okay? And so, networker as I am, Scrum Beer number 2 was the more official, and with the meetup, was held in January 2019 at the brewery Crew, 4 Crew Origins ran it. So voila. I wanted to give you that tale from the Agile Lounge, and also welcoming my great friend, the Lounge King, because you are many asking me this in emails. So I thought, as I am writing my book, and the project title is Next Level Agility for now, that I will answer my valuable subscriber of this value list, but now over the value list who had the great 26% open and read, including those many asking about the Agile Lounge name origin and foundation of this brand. So I decided to do this special live show today. And I hope you loved it. I hope you enjoy it. Once again, help me being shown by smash the like button, and also subscribe, comment, hit the notification. We are here every Friday at 12 noon Eastern time. So it's really important that you support the channel. I welcome also the 6 new subscribers on YouTube and 3 new subscribers on Rumble. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Agile Lounge for Business Agility, with every Friday, the Friday Live Agile live show like this. And once a month, last Friday, we also record, or we have for you, the Dare Real Agile podcast, which is an amazing place of daring because we care. And should I finish on that note, maybe? So it's my 7th year of the Agile Lounge, as well as a co-worker at Crew. And I feel that we are entering a renaissance. not resistance, not no, a renaissance, despite all the darkness that the world is showing us right now. As you could appreciate a picture of me in Tulum and some of my banner lately, um, just next to my fourth co-working space called the Digital Jungle in Tulum. If you follow your art and your intuition combined with your reason, if you care enough about what you want to do and whom you want to be, only yourself, only yourself and your thoughts could be your limits. Don't blame the system or other too quickly. Everything starts with care. Everything starts with why and you. So do you care enough to think of it? And from your ideas and dreams, do you care enough to move it into action? It's not always easy, but when you know the principles, you could unleash the activation wiser. This is, in a way, the best real McCoy personal agility that you could have, that I wish you. And once again, remember who you really are. You are wonderful. You are powerful, and you are free to be whoever you wanted to be and to do whatever you wanted to do. On that, I wish you an amazing weekend and see you next Friday with another surprise. Thank you.